The Initiative for Transparent Leadership has commended Senator Atiku Bagudu, Minister of Budget and Planning, for his outstanding performance in promoting transparency, inclusivity, and sustainable development. At a press conference, the CSO praised Bagudu's effort in ensuring an equal spread budgetary allocation across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. The group said that marks a significant departure from previous administrations where certain regions were favored over others. In his address, Executive Director Fabian Opialu said under Senator Bagudu's leadership, the budget follows an even spread, ensuring that all 6 geopolitical zones benefit from concrete projects that meet tangible realities on ground. This level of accountability, he said, is unprecedented and highlights Bagudu's commitment to transparency in governance. The CSO also commended the improved allocation of resources and their prioritization. Opialu lamented that previous administrations struggled with ensuring that key sectors such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, and security received the necessary funding. However, he noted that Senator Bagudu has worked tremendously to ensure that resources are allocated to projects based on national priorities and needs rather than political consideration.
Since the return of democracy after the first coup in 1966, the 1979 to 1983 government of Shehu Shagari, from that time till now, this is the first time in record, I stand to be corrected, that a budget is being reviewed in line with need. Budget has permanently been a rhetorics, a ritual, an annual ritual of you read the statements, with the press takes the copy, we all go home, and next year we come back to see that if you look at 1979, 1980 to 1983 budget, there were only about 7 items that differentiate budget A from B, C, and D. If you look at the budget from 1984, when General Buhari took over as the president, till 1989, there was only one difference in the budget, which was on education, the 6334 system. What they have always done was rhetorics, budget in, budget out. The same project that you saw in budget A is in budget B, is in budget C, because nobody monitors the implementation. So the budget keep coming back on the same project. But Bagudu has been able to set up a monitoring to ensure that budgetary allocations are met with budgetary implementation. Recall that Atiku Bagudu came prepared. He studied economics from the Madafuri University. He later studied money and banking. He later went further to do a scholars program, World Bank Scholars Program at the Columbia University. I will say this on my personal opinion, that the most effective Minister of Finance I have ever known in Nigeria is Kalu Idika Kalu. And Bagudu happened to be his special assistant. Maybe he has learned the ropes. He became a governor. Recall the RISE project collaboration between KB and Lagos. He was the master strategist of that program. So far, we have not seen before now any minister of planning, budget and planning, that has taken steps in monitoring like Bagudu have done. You talked about cabinet reshufflement. I welcome cabinet reshufflement every day because we have many others who are better than the people we are using now. A good coach watches from the sideline and changes the team when the need arises. I think President Tinubu has watched for 1 year. And it is imperative on a good government to keep tab on performance of its players. I am not canvassing for reappointment of Bagudu into his ministry, but I think a wise government or a wise coach will not change a winning team. I think I'll leave that at that. All ministers perform based on planning. I am not saying the other ministers have not done well. No, they have done very well. Many of them have done very well. However, the performance of all the ministers and all the ministries is a function of the national planning, where Bagudu is in charge. They are only acting the scripts that have been planned from the Office of the Budget and Planning. Those who fail to act the script are the people who say are not performing. Anybody who performs in line with budget and planning will perform. No minister or ministry is designed to fail. It is the leaders of the ministries that did not act out the plan well. So the Minister of Interior has done very well. I got passport. I thought the guy was lying when he said I should come and pick it. I thought he was lying. Because from when I applied for my son and when the thing was ready, I thought he was lying because people are swindled or several in this country. So I said, my God, are you sure? Before I say, am I sure, he sent the e-copy. So the ministry is working. But they are all working based on plan and budget.
Opialu further said that this has led to visible improvement in several key sectors across the regions of the country. He said Senator Bagudu's actions have been firmly in support of President Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, which prioritizes the economic integration of marginalized groups, particularly women, individuals with disabilities. The CSO added that the minister has played a critical role in ensuring that these groups are not only included but are also empowered to contribute meaningfully to the economy. The CSO recommended areas of improvement, including enhancing public engagement, intensifying monitoring and evaluation mechanism, and expanding youth empowerment programs. Opialu emphasized the importance of transparency, accountability, and inclusivity.
Nigerian youth population is one of the largest in the world. Yet, successive administrations have struggled to create a meaningful opportunity for this demographic, even on their meticulous planning, but only touching on the surface. I could say only scratching on the surface, not even touching. Senator Bagudu has been a trailblazer in contributing practical strategies to implementing the administration's youth empowerment policies in the budgetary and planning. Recall that Senator Bagudu, as a governor of Kebbi State, introduced what we call youth inclusiveness in government and participation, which transformed Kebbi into the hub of youth development. In fact, that has been the most rapid developing state on youth policy in the days of Bagudu as the governor of Kebbi State. Through initiatives such as vocational training, digital skill programs, and entrepreneurship support, young Nigerians are being equipped with the skills they need to thrive in a rapidly changing economy. Recall that Bagudu has also included a 30-day youth conference which will come up very soon in Nigeria. I hope all of us are aware of this. Evidently, Senator Bagudu's performance as Minister of Budget and Planning is underpinned by his great foresight, his great preparation, and his readiness for the job. Being a graduate of economics, held a master's degree in money and banking, has worked in several strategic planning organizations, including the World Bank. Amidst the noise and the hues and cries, complaints surrounding the economic reforms such as the removal of subsidies on petroleum products and the regulation of the foreign exchange market, Senator Bagudu has remained steadfast in the support of to the sources of these policies, having taken time severally to explain the short-term pains and the long-term gains of these policies. He has demonstrated a deep understanding of their long-term benefits for Nigeria. We recommend that the Ministry of Budget and Planning enhances its communication strategy regarding the implementation of critical economic reforms. Although they have done so much, but much is still need to be done. They should be able to communicate the policies, the processes towards achieving the aim of the processes, so that the masses can understand the short-term pains for the long-term benefits.